What's going down, Axial Scale Builders around the world? It's your boy Josh, aka Coleman, and you are now watching ScaleWars, Axial's official Battle of the Builders. Welcome back to ScaleWars, everybody. It's your boy Josh. You already know that, I guess. So, I apologize, man. I know some of you guys are probably wondering what the hell happened on Saturday. Where was Josh? Where is ScaleWars? I woke up ready to watch my show and it wasn't there. So I know that feeling. Trust me, I know that feeling. I can relate. And it's my fault. 100% my fault. It's nobody's fault but my own. And I apologize. I apologize. No excuses. But I will tell you what happened. I'm sure some of you guys are noticing that the background's a little different. The room in its entirety is a little different. The lighting is a little different. The sound is a little different. I sound like I'm in a hallway or like a big auditorium or something. And that is because I'm in a much bigger room now. This room is a lot bigger. I'm in a new studio. It's actually a studio, office, and workshop all in one. So, and more. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's a lot bigger than the laundry room that I've been operating out of for the last 7 years or 5 years or however long it's been now. And all the rooms I've been operating out of for the last 10 years. So I'm very, very, very excited right now. I feel very blessed. A big part of this is the fact that I'm having a son and I'm going to be a father. I needed to make room in my house and I need to move some things around. So another big part of it is the fact that you guys are pretty demanding. So I need to make sure I can accommodate that. And so I've tried to step it up a notch. And so hopefully, you know, this is still like a test run in the new studio. This is the first time I've turned the camera on in here. And I'm sure the lighting might be a little different. I don't know. I'm not fully cocked on the lighting right now. I could take it up a notch or two still, but I want to see how we're doing first. So anyways, thank you guys for being patient. Please forgive me. Let's get into this battle. So first things first, we've got Axial Bombers today. We don't have trail trucks. We're going to switch it up. We're going to some rock racers, some Ultra Force stuff here. So the Bombers are pretty cool, and I'm just going to go ahead and say right off the bat, I am not that familiar with the Bombers. And I know it's going to be disappointing to some of you guys because you think I'm like Axial Guru, but these things are expensive and it takes time, and even though I have like a lot of support and stuff from a lot of companies, I can't just demand RC cars whenever I want. So I don't have an Axial Bomber, and I hope to get one eventually, and I'll learn a lot more about them. So please forgive me if I don't notice certain things or if I don't do that good of a job on this. I'm going to be asking on you guys to really step up in the comments and, you know, give some feedback, because it's important that the viewers understand as much as they can. That's the whole goal with this show, is to kind of spread that knowledge, spread that inspiration, spread that motivation, just to get people's minds going, get their wheels turning, you know. And because I don't know that much about the Bombers, just basic stuff about them, those of you that are, you know, may have Bombers or maybe, you know, a little bit more knowledgeable with them, step up in the comments, help a brother out. So anyways, let's get into this, man. I'll see you guys on the battleground. Let's do it. Welcome back to the ScaleWars Battleground, everybody. It's about to go down, but before we do that, I just want to briefly remind everybody to get in that comment section and get active. Be a part of this. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the family here. This whole movement we got going on with ScaleWars. How you do that is just scroll on down to the comment section there and say something, man. Give some feedback. I know you got an opinion, so leave your opinion. What do you think of the builds? What do you think of the show? What do you think of, you know, everything, the whole format? Do you have ideas, tips, tricks, anything you want to give? Go ahead and do that. I'm sure you guys do. Most of you guys watching this have an RC truck, and you're either here for ideas, you're here to give, you know, ideas, or you're just here to be entertained. So it's not that often you get shows where you can be interactive with the people that you're actually watching on the show. Usually the guys that submit these builds are in the comment section too, so go ahead and talk to them. Give them some feedback. Let them know how you feel. And if anything, you might make a friend. Who knows? You might make a trail buddy. So let's get into this, guys. This first one today that we're looking at is a pretty good looking rig, man. I actually like this. I am noticing something's a little off here. I'm sure there's an explanation for that. I have a good
idea what it's for, but it's a good looking buggy here. This is a Axial Bomber RTR, like he said earlier, and it looks like it's been stripped down a little bit. So let's go ahead and read about it. This is submitted today by a gentleman named Brandon Catton. Brandon is a repeat offender. He's been here before. He has submitted, I forget what his other build was that he submitted. Oh yeah, it was LC70. It was on an earlier episode. So shout out to Brandon. If you guys want, go back and check that out. I have a playlist for ScaleWars. You can actually watch all the episodes if you have the time. And so Brandon is 31 years of age. He's from Bishop, California, and he has been subscribed to Extreme Scale Performance for 2 years now. Shout out to you for that, Brandon. You know I appreciate that loyalty. I appreciate that support. 2 years is a long, that's 2 years of your life that you have included me in, and I appreciate that. So thank you very much. He says he started building RCs in 2012, so not too long ago, but well, I guess it's been a while. Long enough he's not a noob, that's for sure. He's definitely equipped to build some stuff here. I mean, this buggy looks pretty good to me. And speaking of this buggy, he calls it the Bruiser. That's this project's name. He calls it the Bruiser, and it is an Axial Bomber RTR. As far as the detailed parts and paint list go, well, he starts off by saying it's an Axial Bomber RTR. And then he lets us know it has an Axial 35-turn brushed motor, Axial Yeti steel spur gear, Solar D772 servo, waterproofed and re-greased with marine grease, 2.2 incision method wheels, 2.2 Proline flat iron tires, Proline dual stage crawler foams, which I gotta say that wheel and tire combo looks pretty good on here, man. It's nice and aggressive, but doesn't look too soft. It looks like it actually will hold up to some abuse. Laser nut aluminum panels, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but he does have Proline dual stage crawler foams in there. Laser nut aluminum panels, Axial soft rear sway bar, Boom Racing 120 millimeter Type I shocks with stiff springs, Boom Racing HD servo mount, painted fuel cell, painted drivers, removed spare tire and mount, Gearhead RC roof rack with trail torch, all white, light bar. All white light bar. I see what he's saying there. An Axial standard light bucket set. Oh, no, I read that wrong again. Axial standard light and bucket set, 4 headlights and 2 rear cabin tail lights, Scalar Fab rock sliders, homemade tow strap, toolbox, and 4 CO2 air tanks. Homemade battery block plate, hides the battery from pictures and protects from mild debris. Homemade body pin retaining lanyards, and here it is, the zip tie mod. He says that it keeps the screws from backing out of the C-hubs and lockouts for longer life of the part. All right, I see what you're saying. So, I gotta say, that's a great trail fix. It is a great trail fix. However, I wouldn't personally recommend it as the long-term fix. It's a great one if you're on a budget, though. I will say that. If you're on a tight budget and you need to just, like he said, ensure the longevity of the parts, not a bad idea at all. If you have the extra, I forget how much they are, like $20, $30 or something like that, you can buy a package of beef tubes, and I'm pretty sure they make beef tubes for AR-60s that have, right here where the zip tie mod is, you see the screw going in there. That screw, if you just use a longer one and you use beef tubes, it goes down into a threaded hole in the beef tubes, which will literally hold it in place so your lockouts won't go anywhere, and then you can just put those all the way around. And they also have them in different weights, I believe, so you can tune for weight as well. Just something to throw out there. And now you guys correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Maybe they don't have those for AR-60s, or maybe they don't actually thread in, but I'm pretty sure that's what I remember. So let's keep going here. He says the paint colors, satin black panels with cherry red fuel cell. Build classification, he classifies this, well, obviously into the crawler U4 bouncer category. And as far as rating his own build on a scale of 1 to 10, he rates it a 6, which I say that's pretty fair. Now, as far as who he would like to give a shout out to, he says he would like to give a shout out to Owensville Crawlers for always being a blast to trail with, but mostly to his wife for not only joining him crawling, but for supporting his passion for the hobby and always encouraging him to build better. Now I gotta say, that's pretty cool. It's it's one thing to have a wife or a spouse or significant other that tolerates your hobby, or whatever it is, your little passion. But it's a whole other thing to have one that jumps in with you to experience it and support you. So that's pretty cool. I definitely got to give a shout out to Brandon's wife on that one. So anyways, you guys, let's get into these pictures and see what we're working with here. All right, so first impression, I got to say, it looks pretty good, man. It looks aggressive. It looks used. It looks like you actually built it to have fun with and actually use a lot. It's not a shelf queen or anything. I got to say, yeah, I'm not really feeling this. I think he said it was a dinky RC roof rack. I like those roof racks, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it on this buggy. I feel like it's too much going on up top. I don't feel like you would see that too often. Maybe you would, but not very often would you see a rack of that style on top of a caged buggy of this style. So I would think most likely that those tow ropes and stuff would be in a bin mounted somewhere here in the back of the buggy is my guess. So I would try to come up with something like that, remove that roof rack altogether, and that's just my opinion. As far as feedback goes, that's the one thing that's throwing me off. I love that you deleted the spare tire. I love that you got this fuel cell back there. Looking good. I would say, I feel like there's something missing though. Isn't there supposed to be like a fuel line or something? I'm not sure. Maybe, yeah, I'd probably have to look at a picture just to remember. I think I have one of those fuel cells. I need to look. But it looks good. Another thing I'm noticing is brake disc would be awesome. I always say that because it's just a simple, quick fix, quick upgrade. I'll probably continue to recommend brake disc to everybody. It's just a good way to add that extra bit of realism. Also, scale hardware. I'm sure we'll see it better on another picture. So here it is. Oh, I like the side here. All scratched up. I love trail rash. That's awesome. Proline tires look super nice on this thing, man. Really, really nice. I like that you went for the blue and black theme, a little bit of white, the Boom Racing shocks and Proline sticker. Definitely kind of go together. However, they don't really match the driver's outfit. So maybe you should have went for a darker blue just to match that. Would have looked awesome. But either way, it looks great. And the drivers do look really good. It looks like you painted them on the outside possibly, and you did some really good detail work. So yeah, I like it. Scale hardware, I would definitely add some scale hardware to this, and scale hubs will make a big difference. And yeah, let's keep going. Nice front shot. Looks like the servo is still on the axle. Good way to eliminate that bump steer or keep the bump steer from coming in. A lot of people stick with the servo on axle for these go fast buggies like this. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah, there you can see a better shot of the interior. You can see some of that paint work. I mean, you can see it looks like the outside was painted. Very nice. I like it. All right, underneath here, what do we got? Looks pretty factory, man. It doesn't look like there's anything too crazy going on under here. It even looks like factory links. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. Pretty much just factory looking. It's nice, man. From the factory, it looks pretty good. Everything looks solid. Oh, and there's the front zip tie mod right there. I can see both sides. Okay, well, yeah, not too bad. It's nice and covered up, clean. I don't see a bunch of wires anywhere. Yeah, you can't really do a whole lot better than that. This is a good shot of the back. It doesn't look too crazy. I like the ARB diff cover. That's nice. Nice little touch. Yeah, nothing too crazy. The lights look good up there. I like that you're repping for Axial Fest. Those of you that haven't been to Axial Fest, you do get cool sticker sheets and stuff when you go that you will only get from Axial Fest. So definitely cool. All right, next shot. There's that roof rack. See, I'm not a big fan of that. I like the roof rack, but I'm just not a big fan of it on this buggy for some reason. Now, you guys, let me know if you disagree with me in the comments. If you really like this, let me know why. Do you just like the fact that it fits on there? You can throw some extra scale accessories on there. Have you seen a buggy with those before? I feel it looks kind of funny because I can see where the cage ends underneath, and where this just continues, and then you have the light bar there, which now it makes sense to me. You mounted the light bar to it. I can see the screws. That's why you have it there. You have it there holding your light bar. Makes sense. I'm still not sure if I like it. You know, maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if it didn't have the scale accessories on it, it would just look like it was part of the roof line. I'm not sure. Not so sure how I feel about that. Looks good. Here's the other side. Not too bad. SMRC, for those of you wondering, that's kind of self-explanatory. Snow Mod RC, SMRC. Yeah. It's looking good, man. It's looking good. There's not a whole lot I can say that's bad about that buggy. There he is. There's the man, Brandon. Shout out to you, buddy. I appreciate it. And oh, look at this. ESP for life. He's rocking the hoodie. You guys, that is awesome. If you want to know about these hoodies, you can pick up these ESP for life hoodies on the website, www.extremescaleperformance.com. Underneath, there's a store tab there you can go to. And I've got some shirts. I've got shirts, hoodies, and cups on there that you can order up. And it's just an ongoing thing. And then I will be adding some ScaleWars t-shirts here too as well. So pretty stoked on that. That's awesome. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you very much. So, all right, you guys, give him some feedback in the comments. Let him know what you think. I think we got one more picture here. No, is that it? Oh, we do have one more. Oh, that's a nice shot. Here it is doing work. And there's just that proof. He is not scared to just get this thing dirty, man, really rally it. That is a nice shot. That looks like an epic spot to wheel, too. Awesome. So thank you very much, Brandon. I really appreciate you entering your build. Your bomber is pretty sweet, dude. I dig on it. I like this too. I can see, looks like you got some cage stuff going on here, or some netting stuff getting ready to happen here. Yeah, man, keep it up. Keep up the great work. I hope those recommendations help a little bit. Everybody leave them some recommendations down in the comments. I would also like to see some lighting. I know you've got lights on it already, but maybe some underglow lighting, like maybe in the cage work or in the interior, maybe underneath, some rock lights or something. I'm not sure, maybe, are those rock lights down there? I can't really tell. But I like it. I like it. There's really not a lot to say bad about this, man. So keep up the great work, and hopefully we'll see you on another episode soon. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and welcome our second contestant today. This gentleman's name is a little bit difficult for me to pronounce. What's new, I guess. It's HEIKKIPIETILAINEN. So I'm going to say it's Heike Pietalainen. Heike Pietalainen. Oh, man, I'm struggling. So, anyways, this gentleman is from Uusima, Finland. Uusimaa, Finland. Uusimaa, Finland. I don't know how to pronounce that. So he's 46 years of age. He is, well, it looks like he's not subscribed to Extreme Scale Performance, or if he is, he just subscribed. He put a 0. So he's brand new to the channel, and it says that he started building RCs in 2013. So he's been doing it for a little while. Now, this specific project right here that we're looking at, this bomber, is a RR10 bomber kit, and it has no name, he says. It is, yeah, it's just the nameless bomber, I guess. It's a pretty good looking rig, though, honestly. I like it. It looks pretty nice. So, let's get into the parts list here. He says, well, it's a RR10 bomber kit. It is got, no, this is going to be difficult. Some of this stuff I'm not used to seeing here. There's some new products here, but CK heavy axle tubes for axial Wraith, Yeti, or bomber axles, or just the AR60s, I guess you could say. Tactic TT X300 3-channel steering radio. It's a 2.4 gigahertz radio. HPI Flux Vapor brushless waterproof ESC. HPI Saturn 20-turn motor, 540 type. 2-speed high-low transmission components from Axial. Let's see, DF model servo. It's a 10.5 kilogram MGBB waterproof transmission. I'm not sure if what's actually what there, but I'm just reading how he's got it written down. Absema servo ACS 1614 SG Combat Series servo, and that, okay, I see what he's saying. So he's got the MGBB waterproof servo is for the transmission. And then the AC 1614 SG Combat Series servos for the steering. I see what he's saying. Axial aluminum servo horn. He's got Axial 3-port high output LED controller. Axial 8 LED light string with white LEDs. He's got the Axial 4 LED light string with white LEDs. Axial double LED light string with red LEDs. Universal rigid light bar set. EXO rear light bezel and radiator set from Axial. Axial LED lens set. He's got the, well, it's painted in Tamiya PS5 black, Tamiya PS23 gunmetal, Tamiya PS55 flat clear, red and silver spray paint from a hardware store, and Revel email color 302 black and semi-matte. I'm not sure, I haven't heard of some of those, but I'm very familiar with the Tamiya paint. So custom safety belts, custom steering rods, custom bottom plates, 0.5 millimeter stainless steel, custom light bar, axle and rear lower link armors, 2.5 millimeter aluminum tier plate, custom window nets, 1 millimeter Lexan frame and black plastic net, and custom fire extinguishers. So it sounds like he's got a pretty nice parts list here. It sounds like he's actually was after a specific look, and I gotta say, it looks pretty good. Now, the build classification, obviously same as the others, classified as a crawler, U4, or bouncer category. On a scale of 1 to 10, he rates his own build a 9, so he is thinking very highly of this build. Now, who would he like to give a shout out to? He would like to give, well, no, he doesn't say anybody, he just says greetings. So, greetings. Shout out to greetings. Thank you very much, Heike. I appreciate that information, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at this bad boy. So, I don't know, first impression, you guys, what do you think? Me, personally, first impression, I think it's sexy, man. I think this thing looks good. It looks like it's ready to race. This looks like a true U4 rig. Very beautiful. Also, first impression I get is that it's brand new, like it has not been driven. So, it looks beautiful, but definitely looks like it has not been driven. However, there's nothing that says that it needs to be, all beat up to be on the show. So there's nothing, he's not going to lose points for it not being driven or anything. He just has to prove that it can be driven usually. So yeah, well, at least that's the goal. It looks good, man. I like it. Initial impression, I think it's beautiful. Underneath, oh, nice and clean, and it looks like he does drive it. Look, there's some scratches on the arms. Yep. He's got some, there's a little bit of trail damage. Nothing too crazy. A little bit right here. Nothing too crazy, though. Looks like he's only driven it maybe once, twice. Pretty clean, though. I don't see any wires other than this one up front. Yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice. Here is driver's side. Looks good, man. I like it. You guys already know what I'm going to say, though. I'd like to see some scale hubs here, maybe some scale hardware. I see the scale hardware on the outside looks great, so maybe continue that and get some brake pads and some scale hardware. I think that should just be like one of the first things people do is get that. It just adds that extra scale look to the drivetrain. Oh, sorry guys, blowing up over here. What else? I really like the King shocks, look great. I love the reservoirs mounted off on the side. I like how he's got the lights down in here. It's pretty clean, it's factory. It's a lot of factory stuff going on here, but I like how it looks. The diamond plate's pretty cool touch. With the diamond plate, I gotta say that that's not the correct size diamond plate, so it throws me off a little bit. Because if it was scaled down, there'd be a lot smaller, like the indentions and stuff in the metal would be a lot smaller. The grain or whatever you want to call it would be a lot smaller. So I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool, but I don't know if it's really necessary. But it definitely looks like it's using that front one right there. It looks good. Nice little flex shot. See the driver's side there. I like the window net. I like this. It's just really clean. Looks like you can see the plastic border that he was talking about. He put a plastic border in there, and then he drilled a hole in it and ran a zip tie through there. And that's pretty slick, man. Going the extra mile there. I like that. Subtle details. Looking good. I like the lights in the front are perfect. Yeah, it's nice, man. It looks aggressive. I can't really see too much with the netting up, honestly. I think that's just factory interior. So I like that you've got the seatbelt harnesses and stuff, but I really wish you would have got me a good shot of that interior. Nice overhead shot. Looks good. And see, here's what's missing off that other one. You see his fuel cell, he's got this coming off here. It's a filler tube, basically. You would fill it up right here. It would come down and go in. I like that. Definitely like that. Dash looks cool. Yeah, man, good job. Good job. Let's keep it going. Oh, that's a nice shot. That looks good. Really clean shot right there. The back looks nice and detailed. I love that you got the lights and the radiator back there. Yeah, I would like to see some disc brakes though, man. The disc brakes bring it to life. Oh, look at that. Woo-wee. That's proper. That looks really nice. Super scale. I like it. I like it a lot. Good job. And there's the man himself. I'm digging it, dude. I'm digging it. It looks good. He looks like he might be up to no good, honestly. But yeah, that's cool, man. You got that devious look going on his face right there. Like, yeah, maybe he's a gangster. Maybe he's a gangster. But I like it a lot, man. This is a really cool build. It seems like you put a lot of time and effort into it. You definitely go the extra mile on the details. As far as recommendations, there's not a lot for me to recommend. Like I said, I don't have a bomber, but yeah, if I did, I would say I'd want it to look a lot like yours. It is looking pretty good. All right, you guys, let's move on to the next. Oh, we got a dog going crazy outside. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next entry today, and that'll be our third and final one. All right, you guys, we have our third and final contestant in the building. It looks like a beautiful Ultra 4 buggy, so I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in, let you guys drool on that for a minute while I go over this information. This buggy is submitted to us by Lee Briggs, and Lee Briggs is from Crookston, Minnesota. He is 40 years of age, and looks like he's been subscribed to Extreme Scale Performance for a couple of years now. Thank you very much for your subscription, sir. I appreciate that. Appreciate the loyalty, and definitely appreciate you submitting this beauty. This is a good-looking rig. Now, as far as when he started building RC, looks like he started back in 2014. So he got back into them in 2014. Otherwise, he started in the late 90s. So it looked like he took a little break for a while. This project specifically he calls the Ultra. Now, as far as detailed parts list goes, I'm just going to read it verbatim what he's got written here. He says he started this build in 2015, and it has seen a few changes. It is a Matzilla RC Works Ultra 4 chassis. Its current setup is rims are VP 1.9 KMC XD 127, Bully beadlocks with Phase 5 beadlock rings wrapped in Pitbull Rock Beast XLs. Links are from RC 4x4 Performance Stainless. STRC upper link mounts are used on the Super Shafty XR with U4 competition axles with parts from RC Bros, Hobbies, Vanquish, Deluxe Fab, and Fast Eddy bearings. Also a Super Shafty bomb-proof Wraith trans. Drive shafts are MIPs. Shocks are G-Made XD piggyback shocks, 103 millimeters, and all hardware is from Team K&K. For electronics, I am running a HOLMES Hobbies. What's he got? He's got the Puller Pro BL540 stubby, the 3300 kV version, with a Trailmaster BLE Pro for an ESC, and then high-tech 7854 SH for steering. What's he got here? Also, he says he's running a CBE RC Fab Titan servo winch. Interior is a trimmed down Wraith interior with 3D printed seats from RC ScaleWars and a custom printed fuel cell receiver box to go with it. That's pretty cool. And then custom panel skins from freakyskins.com. This build classification, obviously, Crawler Ultra 4 bouncer classification, and then he rates his own build on a scale of 1 to 10. He rates this a 7, so it might be a little modest. Now, who would he like to give a shout out to? Well, he says he would like to thank his sponsors, CBE RC Fab, freakyskins.com, and RC ScaleWorks. Special thanks to Lou Lee from Matzilla and Cody Eisenbart from CBERC Fab, and a shout out to Jonathan Baskins for the help. So all great guys. I'm actually familiar with all those guys, and good guys I know from experience. So not a bad team to have standing behind your build, man. So as you can see, it turned out pretty good. Matzilla is one heck of a builder. Now, when he says Matzilla chassis, it's a cage. This is actually still on a Wraith skid, and you will see that here later on. I had to double check, make sure it met the rules. When it comes to buggies, for those of you that are wondering, yes, you can run aftermarket cages and stuff on your buggies, on your Wraiths, the Bombers, and Yettis. So, however, it must still retain the skid, and the axial. Everything else must, be the same. Obviously, it's got to be same rules as everything else. So if I can't put my axial ring and pinion gear in here, if I can't put my axial transmission gears in there, if I can't attach the axial, if it doesn't have an axial skid in there, then we got a problem. So this one meets all the requirements, so no stress. Don't flame me in the comments there. But beautiful. First impression. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? My first impression, absolutely phenomenal. I think it's friggin' stunning build. I like the color scheme. I like the overall shape of the cage. The Rock Beast XLs were a perfect choice. I love that you put the scale disc brakes and hubs on there. It's just a great looking build, man. You really did a good job here. Let's go ahead and move through these pictures. Here's a top shot. Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice the skulls there. So that must be Freaky Skins doing there. That's cool. I like the skulls. What we got here? We got extinguisher, Wraith interior. It looks good, man. Shock hoops poking through the hood. That looks aggressive. Got a little strap in the back. Got a winch hooked up as well. I like it, man. You're doing a good job with this one. This thing is beautiful. Interior shot. Yeah, I like these drivers. These are the same drivers I like to use, but unfortunately I can't find them anymore. So I'm kind of stuck with what I got. But I've got a couple of these guys myself, and they made for great drivers. They're real flexible. And you can see they kind of wear out. They get weathered, but still, they work great. I like it. Good shot. Passenger side. Looks like he's got a giant hair there, but other than that, I like it. Oh, ESC behind the seat. I'm not so sure how I feel about that. It's not bad, actually. That's not bad. But, yeah, I like it. I thought I was going to say maybe if you put something over the top of it, hide it just a little bit, but I'm sure you left it like that for airflow through the ESC fins there. I like it, man. It's definitely seen some time on its lid. Look at all the damage up here. That's crazy. Yeah, real race buggy right here. Alright, so let's keep it moving. Now, it looks like, honestly, I think the stance is perfect on this thing. I was going to say maybe it's a little big, but I think this is just a beautiful buggy. Love the stance on it. This thing probably crawls just as good as it races. Oh, there it is. It looks like maybe with a different skin on it at the time. Yeah, still same buggy. I wonder if he's comping it or what. Looks like he's running a comp there. Oh, nice rear end shot there. Now you can see those modified axles, man. Those are just really, really modified. I like them a lot, though. I'm sure these are just beefy. XR width. I like this. You can see the Axial logo. Junkie, South Dakota. I like it. I like it. Underneath, that's what I was looking for. Here's a race skid. Very important that you have that. Everything looks nice under here. Not bad at all. The wiring's just a little exposed, but I have that same layout in some of my buggies, so I can't really hate too much. It'd be nice if it was hidden a little bit better, but at least it's tucked up, not getting in the way. Can't see these wires, but they are routed nicely, so yeah, not too bad. I'm not going to ding you much on the points for cable management, because this is pretty nice, and there's definitely effort there, so looks good, man. I like it. Another profile shot. This thing is just a beast. The front end. Looks aggressive. I mean, what do you guys think? Put it down in the comments. Mattzilla, there's his logo there. Yeah, shout out to Mattzilla. Epic job. Look how straight that cage is. Nice. Definitely nice. Oh, and there he is. There's Lee Briggs himself. Hey, thanks for entering, Lee. I appreciate it. Oh, I see that CBE RC Fab sponsored rig up there, too. That thing's decked out. I like it, man. You did a good job. Really, nothing bad I can say about that. You really just killed it there. I like it a lot. Anyways, you guys, give him some feedback down there in the comments. I think that was our last picture. That is all we've got for today. So, I'll flip through these one more time. Just let you guys view this. It is one good-looking rig. Very, very nice. So, thank you very much, Lee. He's even got his name on the side. That's awesome. All right, you guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to get up out of here. That is all we've got for today. Go ahead and enter your builds at www.extremescaleperformance.com/scale-wars.html and be sure to follow the scores there. Give everybody some feedback. Maybe rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 in the comments. I'm thinking about adding a poll to these videos. You guys let me know if you want to see a poll up in the right-hand corner where you guys can maybe rate everything on there. Maybe pick your favorite one from today or something like that. So anyways, give me some feedback. I'm looking for that feedback. You know, that's what it's all about. Good communication. And you guys, thank you very much to our 3 contestants that entered today. I know not everybody's willing to just stand up on the podium like that and get judged by everybody. So thank you guys. My hat's off to you, gentlemen. And you know what it is. I'm gonna get up out of here. Peace and chicken grease, fam. Have a great day.